A brand new video on the channel. Now in today's video I wanted to do something a bit different and cover this whole situation with FTX and what is going on and all that good stuff. And I'm also going to be answering the question, is DeFi dead? And yeah, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on everything with the crypto market. But before we get into the video, if you could please hit the like button, subscribe down below if you want to, and turn the notifications on so you don't miss a future video. Make sure to go ahead and follow me over on Twitter at JPKDeFi. Again, so you don't miss a future tweet about what I'm doing in crypto and DeFi before it gets to YouTube. And take a look in the description down below to the premium Discord server if that's something you're interested in. We got a bunch of benefits in there and I've just updated the page, so check it out. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Always do your research and be very careful about where you're investing in crypto and DeFi because of the risky stuff in the world. With that being said, let's jump into it. So, as you can see, Bitcoin is currently sat at around $17,300, which is actually pretty good if we take a look in comparison to what has happened over the last day. Yesterday, Bitcoin did hit a new low in a while of $15,600 or so. Yeah, 15,000. Yeah, let's actually scroll in here, but about 15K, which is just absolutely ridiculous. And I was watching this live. Now, this was at around midnight my time, I believe. Yeah, about midnight my time, as you can see here, we hit this low of about 15,600, which is the lowest it's been in a very, very long time. And the reason that happened was because of this fallout of FTX. Now, from here, I actually logged off around this time because it was about midnight my time. I've been up since about 6 a.m. Yesterday, and it was about midnight here when this happened. And oh man, I was so tired, so I had to log off and stop watching the fall. But luckily overnight we did start to recover and went up to 17K. And as you can see earlier today, around 1:30 p.m. as I just stepped back in the door from being out, you can see we had this massive candle up. Now, why this happened, I don't really know, to be honest. That was over $1,000 wick there, which is pretty nuts. I think there was probably just some resistance there, some whales buying in or something like that. So, and as you can see, we're currently around $17,350. So I'm enjoying watching this. It's quite interesting to see what happens with this price. So yeah, back up to 17K, which is good to see. However, what has happened over the past 24 hours? Well, before we get into it, you guys probably know, okay, FTX essentially has gone insolvent, and SBF, or Sam Bankman-Fried, who is the CEO and owner of FTX exchange, which is the second biggest exchange in the world, basically went into debt of $600 million overnight and filed for bankruptcy. Now, what's even crazier is this guy was worth over $16 billion just a couple of days ago, and yesterday he lost about 16 billion of that overnight. So he had about 900 or so million dollars. And yesterday it found out that he had a bunch of debt and he had to go into bankruptcy because he owed about 600 million. So he went from being a billionaire to in debt $600 million overnight, which is just ridiculous. So let's go ahead and read over this now. FTX, and the reason that this dump to 15K happened was because Binance were going to buy. I'm not going to go over the entire story in this video. If you want another separate video on this, then I can. But the reason for this massive dump yesterday was because Binance were going to buy. FTX, and they actually pulled out of the deal last minute as they were doing some more due diligence on their financials and whatever else, and US law cases and audits pending. So yeah, they essentially just backed out of the deal, which isn't ideal, which caused that massive dip, and that's why Sam had to file for bankruptcy. So he released this tweet about half an hour ago, and I read this. So I'm sorry, that's the biggest thing. I effed up, and they should have done better. I also should have been communicating more very recently. Transparency, my hands were tied during this duration of the possible Binance deal. Wasn't particularly allowed to say much publicly, but of course it's on me, and we ended up here in the first place. Here's an update on where things are. This is all about FTX International, the non-US exchange. FTX users are fine. So that is one thing that I do want to say, by the way, is if you are on FTX US, FTX US is completely fine. So if you're in America, FTX US is fine. It's just FTX.com, the standard FTX. FTX US still works exactly the same. You can deposit, you can withdraw, you can trade. Nothing has been affected there. It's a separate entity. However, I would still definitely not recommend use it. In fact, I would recommend you pull funds out of every single exchange possible. Keep your money on something like a MetaMask. Keep your money on something like a Ledger, something like an Exodus wallet, something that's self-custodial, something that you have access to, something that's your own keys. There's a saying in crypto, not your keys, not your wallet. We've seen this with Celsius. We see this with Voyager. We see this with a bunch of other things, even Anchor Protocol. And now we're seeing it with the second biggest exchange in the world being FTX, which basically caused an entire dump of the market. Now, I do believe that this was pending for a while. Sam and CZ were going back and forth on Twitter for a while. And of course, Binance's holdings in FTX, and then we're going to start selling off the tokens. And he went to Twitter to that. He started causing a massive panic in the market. So this was caused by CZ. Was it a chess move? I don't know. I do believe it was. But look, he said that they said that they were looking at acquiring FTX. I didn't believe this at all. In my premium group, we had a call yesterday, and I mentioned that there's no way CZ is going to buy FTX. There's not a single benefit that Binance has of buying FTX. They have the exact same futures. They have a US version of it. Like, they're literally, FTX are pretty much a direct copy of Binance at that point. They have all the features possible. So there was literally no point in them even trying to buy FTX. So I was like, look, this isn't going to happen. And it didn't. And then we crashed. Maybe I should have shorted Bitcoin as I knew that, but I didn't. Anyway, it's besides the point. So treat all these numbers as rough. They're approximations here. FTX International currently holds total market value assets collateral higher than client deposits, moves with prices, but that's different from liquidity for delivery. As you can tell from the state of withdrawals, the liquidity varies widely from very to very little, and that's because they leverage that out. So the full story here is one I'm fleshing out every detail of, but it has a very high level. I effed up twice. The first time, poor internal labeling of bank-regulated accounts meant that I was substantially off my senses of users' margin. I thought it was way lower. My sense before, leverage 0x USD liquidity ready to deliver 24x leverage, 24x average daily withdrawals, actual 1.7x leverage liquidity, 0.8x Sunday's withdrawals. But of course, when it rains, it pours. We saw roughly 5 billion of withdrawals on Sunday, the largest by huge margin. So what they're actually doing is they were taking customers' funds and they were leveraging that out to try and get a return and make money. And then that's pretty much what they were doing. And that's why there was no money here. When obviously everyone started withdrawing, they had to shut withdrawals down, is because they're going ahead and leveraging client funds, which is very, very fraudulent, let's say. So it's a very, very interesting case here. Now, one thing that has come out of this, and I'll show you in a second here, but let's go ahead and read over this, is that Binance have actually released their own funds in what Binance holds, and you can publicly see them on the blockchain. So that's a pretty good benefit from CZ's part. That's a very good move, showing the customer funds, because that's one thing that people were pushing for, is for these exchanges to just come out and show exactly how much money these exchanges have, because we're going in and depositing funds with no knowledge of how much money these exchanges actually have. Because before they weren't public, yes, you could guess in terms of blockchains. Yes, you could probably track them down on a block explorer with wallet addresses that you actually send money to on an exchange, but it was very difficult to track that. Only a certain amount of people knew how to do it. So the fact that Binance have now come out and CZ published those assets for everyone to look at and track is a very, very good and pretty, that's a pretty good move. So, and so I was off twice, which tells me a lot of things, both specifically and generally, that I was bad at. A third time, not communicating enough. I should have said more, and I'm sorry. I was slammed with things to do and don't give updates to you all. Yeah, this isn't a good excuse, but whatever. And so we are here, which sucks, and that's on me. I'm sorry. Well, at least he's taking accountability for this, but come on. Anyway, right now, my number one priority by far is doing right by users, and I'm going to do everything I can to do that, to take responsibility and do what I can. So right now, we're spending the week doing everything we can to raise liquidity. I can't make any promises about that, but I'm going to try and give everything I have to if that will make it work. There are a number of players that we're in talks with, LOIs, term sheets, etc. We'll see how that ends up. Every penny of the existing collateral will go straight to users unless or until we've done them right. After that, investors order new and employees who have fought what's right for their career and who wasn't responsible for any of the mess ups, which is great to see. Because at the end of the day, I was CEO, which means that I responsible for making sure that things went well. I ultimately should have not been on top of everything and clearly failed in that. I'm sorry. So what does this mean going forward? I'm not sure. It depends on what happens over the next week, but this is where we are now. First, one way or another, Alameda Research is winding down trading. If you don't know, Alameda is a company that's based on FTX. I believe Alameda owns FTX, or it's the other way around, but they're a subsidiary of FTX, okay? Secondly, any scenario which FTX continues operating, its first priority will be radical transparency. It probably always should have been giving, but of course, that's what matters right now. Isn't what matters right now. What matters right now is trying to do right by customers. That's it. A few other assorted comments. I'm not going to read over this, but this is a pretty interesting part. At some point, I may have to say more about a particular sparring partner, so to speak. But glass houses. So for now, all I'll say is well played, you won. This is a very interesting comment and a very interesting tweet. That'll be interesting to see when we get more of this information. Not advice of any kind anyway. I was not very careful with my words here, and I do not mean them in a technical or legal sense. I may well have not described the things right, though I'm trying to be transparent. I'm not a good dev and probably misdescribing something. So what's going to happen with Sam? I don't really know. I don't know all this legal stuff. Maybe he'll get put in jail. Who knows? Okay. This is one thing that I did retweet earlier today. Desai, shout out Desai, good friend in crypto. He actually released, and Binance released this Binance Assets Proof. So they actually released this tweet or this page on Binance. They've gone ahead and read this proof of assets. On this page, you can view all on-exchange activity for Binance, for your B token and locked native token assets. BC and BSC shares are on the same token universe. So they have a bunch of tokens. They have over 125,000 Bitcoins and a bunch of wrapped. You can see that ETH, Tether, Ripple, Polkadot, Chainlink, Litecoin, Filecoin, Near Protocol, ADA, Binance USD. They have a bunch of BUSD, which is, as you'd expect, they have a bunch of USDC. They have a bunch of Tezos, Cosmos, DAI, Stablecoin, Uniswap, Zcash, Maker, Yearn Finance, Synthetics, Network Token, Compound, Ontology, BAT, Paxos, Banchain, Defi Finance or Defi Finance, whatever you want to call it, Elrond, which is actually a pretty good token. I do like this project. Ethereum Classic, Pact Gold, Elf, Token Club, Injective Protocol, Wazerix, I guess. Bella, they have a load of Dogecoin, The Sandbox, Apecoin, Waves, Jasmine Token, Decentraland, VeChain, Movie Block, Constitution DAO, Project Galaxy, Loopring, Origin Token, Glimmer, Firo, IOTA, Pax Dollar, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, IOTEX, Aave, Sushi Token, Balancer, Perlin, Zilliqa, which again is another pretty good token as well, IDEX Token, Komodo, Bancor, and Matic. Let's see if there's any more big ones here. Phantom there, Kasuma, Ocean, Mantra DAO, Perpetual, Fala, Secret, TRX, True USD, Stellar, Shiba, Sun, Just, Axie. So a bunch. Solana, they've got a lot of Solana. They actually have a load of Tornado Cash, which probably isn't good holdings right now because they shut down and Steppen. So they have a ton of assets. Now, this is a very, very interesting page to put out because you can go ahead and see the wallet address of these assets and you can go and see them on the blockchain. So you can keep an eye on this, which is pretty cool. They're being more transparent, which I think a lot more exchanges need to do. So yeah, Bitcoin isn't looking good. The whole state of the crypto market isn't looking good right now. However, Bitcoin and ETH are pumping again slightly. ETH was about $1,100 yesterday. I did think it might hit 1K and there'll be a load of resistance. I still think it could hit 1K. Tether depegged today. It went out to 96 cents. Maybe it'll keep falling. I don't know. Yeah, everything is just an absolute crazy mess right now. FTX down to $3. I actually still hold quite a few FTX token. I never sold them. I think I bought them at like $59, so rip. And I also, that and Luna this year were my biggest losses in my overall portfolio, but it is what it is. I'm not overexposed into these projects at all. I never overexpose myself, so I'm not bothered by it, right? I am bothered by it, but it doesn't really affect me too massively, which is good. So, yeah, crazy information. People are making a bunch of money shorting FTX right now, but to do that, you need money on an exchange, and I don't recommend holding any money on exchanges right now until this whole mess kind of goes away. And Dogecoin has taken a hit, which I'm glad to see. I'm sorry for all the Doge maxis out there, but Dogecoin should not have a market cap of this much. It just shouldn't. $12 billion market cap. It just shouldn't have that much market cap. So, yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, if you have USDT, I'd probably suggest getting rid of it. Swap it for something like USD coin, BUSD, or DAI or something like that. Because, yeah, it's just not looking good, okay? Let's look at DeFi. Let's move our attention specifically to DeFi. Now, if we take a look at DeFi Llama, which is one of the protocols and many of the main websites that I use to track the DeFi market cap, we are now sitting at $43.62 billion, which is the worst it has been in a while. You can see we haven't been this low since before the bull run, since before 2021. So very, very scary times here for the DeFi market cap. However, this is going to happen. And the reason that this has happened is because, again, I covered this in my $0 to $1 million video. I recommend watching that if you haven't already. But the main players and the biggest players in this $43 billion, you can see over 10% of that is held by a few users on MakerDAO. Maybe not a few, but quite, maybe a few thousand users or whatever. by MakerDAO. Okay, billions of dollars split by a couple of thousand users staking Ethereum for maybe 5% a year, and they obviously live off of that. Okay, now of course Ethereum took a massive hit. So people are going to be selling their assets and taking their cash. In a recession, cash is king. So they're going to be selling and taking this money out of MakerDAO and all of these staking projects. You can see over the last 24 hours, you can see down 2%, down 15% on Curve. I actually took money out of Curve yesterday. And one also thing to mention is I've taken all of my money out of yield optimizers, Beefy Finance, stuff like that, just until the situation calms down. You can see we've got MakerDAO here down over 16% in 7 days. Lido down 18%. So look, all of these people are taking money out. You can see Convex Finance is down 41% in terms of market cap over the last 7 days there, which is just absolutely crazy. You can see here, let's see if there's any big ones. Yeah, I mean, look, mine is 100% on some of these. Not very good things, but Temple DAO down 52% here. So Yeti Finance, like a lot of these you'll recommend, you'll see. Radium here staking Solana is down 46% in the last 7 days. Like, so many things are down, and the DeFi market cap is down a hell of a lot. Now, what does that mean? Is DeFi dead? No, DeFi is not dead. There's a lot of fear and a lot of panic in these markets right now. If you're looking at DCA and you have a long-term holding portfolio in crypto, maybe now is a good time to start loading up or start putting some buy orders in, some limit orders for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of the blue chips. Because, I mean, look, in 5 years from now, we're going to be laughing about this. We're going to look back and be like, okay, what went on there? However, something like this is now going to put regulation in. I'm just ranting in this video specifically because I want to give my thoughts. DeFi is not dead. Yes, a lot of projects are dead. Yes, these projects are going down, but DeFi as a whole is not dead. There's always going to be new projects coming and going no matter what happens. There's so many projects still launching on a daily basis right now, the riskiest stuff, but nothing really worth for the long term, okay? And that's one thing to look at. So projects are always going to come and go in the DeFi market. It's not dead. It's just a very, very slow burn right now. This is the worst day or worst 48 to 72 hour period that we've had in the crypto market for years, literally for many, many, many years. This hasn't really happened before. When the second biggest exchange globally goes down, goes bankrupt, and the owner literally goes from being a $16 billion net worth to being bankrupt overnight. That doesn't happen. So this is the first time we've seen it, and it's an interesting situation. However, I think a lot of the fear has changed now. I think there was a lot of reactive responses to this, and that is why we saw this massive, massive drop off. And I don't blame people from doing this, to be honest. I didn't sell anything last night because luckily I'm stabled up. I have been since this bear market really started, and just doing my dollar cost averages and the passive income stuff. So yeah, this is interesting. I don't think Bitcoin will recover to 18K. I could be completely wrong. Eventually it will, but I think we're going to stay below the 20K mark for maybe a bit longer. We'll probably be trading between 15 and 18K for a while, until all of this sort of calms down. There's going to be a hell of a lot of resistance at 15,000. There's also going to be a lot of support at there is a lot of support at 17K as well as 18K. So, yeah, interesting stuff here for the markets, guys. I don't know what's going to happen over the next few days. Stay safe out there. Get all your money off of exchanges and put them into self-custodial wallets. And yeah, just stay safe. Guys, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about this overall market. Is DeFi dead? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.